Hey everyone, it's the Space Gamer here. I want to talk about today about Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I really want to put my thoughts out there in the world because I have no other things to do today. so, so I just want to make clear is that if I ramble on in this video, it's because I have no script. I have points that I want to make, but I don't have a script. I also want to apologize if I come off as hating the game. I really don't. I actually enjoyed it, but it's because I enjoyed it so much is that the issues that I have with the game that are more pronounced. So let's go into our thoughts and opinions. Okay, so the game starts with this cinematic cutscene where Rose or Rose, I don't know how it's pronounced, is talking about the world of Pokemon. So I really like this change because it really gives off the idea that the Pokemon League is a big deal in the Galar region. Although I have an issue with the fact that it doesn't have any voice acting, because his mouth is moving, but no voice is coming out of it, and I can't help but feel that it feels soulless. Like I don't know why they bother animating the movement of the lips if they know they're not going to put a voice in it. I understand why they did it because it takes time and more money. They wanted to release the game at the same time all over the world, but it's still a glaring problem that I have with it, that there's no voice acting for the characters. You received your Pokemon from the champion of the Galar region, Leon, who is the brother of your rival in this game, Hop. And another thing that I actually enjoyed that I actually liked is that in order to participate in the Pokemon League at all, you have to be endorsed. So that there has to be someone from above to give you an endorsement in order to participate in the Galar region Pokemon League. Although that seems a lot like a Pokemon League would work in real life. Very bureaucrat. Never mind. And so Leon gives you the choice of the starter. I chose Scorbunny because Scorbunny is cute. So Sobble makes me sad, and Grookey, to me, he's not cute at all. So I'm sorry, all those Grookey fans. I'm sorry. At the beginning of the game, Hop interrupts you a lot. After you get your starter and you fight your rival and you start exploring the world, Hop just interrupts you a lot in the beginning. Like in the first 2 hours of the game, Hop just won't stop interrupting your progression. You just walk to the next area and there's Hop and Hop is there to stop you in your tracks and interrupt you and explain something or Pokemon fighting. So it really is annoying. I'm not the biggest fan of Hop, but I appreciate that they tried to give him something resembling a character progression. Hop is the only character that has a story going on here with this character, and really it's just okay. It's just okay. I like the presentation of Zacian and Zamazenta at the beginning of the game, where you go into the lumbering world and he just appears like a ghosty ghost. Yeah, and you can hit it with your Pokemon. I thought it was very interesting in building up the mystery of what Zacian and Zamazenta are. And soon after that, you go and visit the wild area. And oh my god, when I saw the wild area in the game, I was like, holy crap. It does not look pretty because the game is just giving you this shots that look at all the space you have to explore. And I'm just thinking, ooh, it doesn't look very pretty because the textures in the wild area do not look pretty. They look like they came right from the N64 and GameCube era games. I want to talk about that meme tree, the tree that everybody talked about before the game was released, the tree that that looks like it came from the N64. Well, it's pretty bad. I thought maybe it was a placeholder asset that they had there, but no, it's a tree that they copy and pasted everywhere in the wild area. And again, it doesn't look pretty. I do like how wide the wild area is and all the Pokemon And I also appreciated that there's Pokemon of high levels that you can encounter right away, which is I really liked it because it made me want to train my Pokemon and come back and go catch those Pokemon or fight them. Well, speaking of Pokemon, I have to admit that I'm one of those people who were bothered about the Pokedex, about being reduced to a one third of the Pokemon because I am bothered. I am still bothered by it because some Pokemon that I wish were in the game are not, and I'm sure that's the case for many other players. But I do think that some of the choices that they did were actually pretty good because they have a lot of because all generations are represented here. There's good representation of generations here. Although I can't help but feel that there could have been more, but whatever. Game Freak is least lazy. So going into the towns feel big. They feel enormous, but they really are not because once you're entered and explored it, there's really not much to explore in each town because it's actually really small the amount of things that you can do in them. There are also other kinds of areas like the caves, but these caves are kind of short. Like they only take like about 10 or 20 minutes to just cross from A to B. So it doesn't bother me like in other games. So the caves are fine. Speaking of A to B, the linear progression of the game is very just going from one place to another and being the Pokemon gyms. I like the mini games in the gyms. I thought they were pretty fun. I mean, I don't know what they have to do with the gyms for certain amount of them, like the fighting gym, where you have to spin your left stick, or I don't remember, or right stick. I don't remember which one is. That you have to rotate it to move the thing that you're on, so you can be punched by some gloves to put you in the right direction. I mean, I don't know what does that have to do with the fighting gym, but okay, whatever. It was fun. So in between gyms, you encounter Team Yell, and Team Yell is one of the most worthless teams in the Pokemon history because they don't do anything. They're just some crazy fans taking it too far. Also, they're not actually evil; they're just misguided. And apparently, they were part of a plan from Piers, the Dark Gym Leader, which is well, I'm not gonna spoil it if you haven't played the game, but you probably did because the game sold incredibly well in the US and in Japan. So since Team Yell was a disappointment, I was looking forward to the real evil character's plan, which is Rose or Rose. It makes no sense. His plan doesn't make no sense because he's not evil either. He's just worried about something, a catastrophe that's going to happen in 1,000 years if he doesn't do something right then and now. But Rose and Rose's plan doesn't make any sense to me because the whole thing he's trying to awaken this mythical Pokemon so he can do the darkest day thing. So everyone goes with his plan of fixing the energy problem, but there's no energy problem. The Galar region is prospering. He's just worried about something that's going to happen 1,000 years in the future. And even the champion, Hop, and all the characters around, the plan doesn't make any sense that why he's doing this. So I don't know. I didn't like Rose as a villain. His plan doesn't make any sense. Okay, so dang it! I really need to learn how to connect ideas because the next thing I have on my list is about Dynamaxing, which is mechanically fun. I mean, interesting, but it's really just the Pokemon making it bigger, unless you're Gigantamaxing, because Dynamaxing is different to Gigantamaxing because making it Gigantamax changes the form of the Pokemon, and although it's still the same thing. So I don't know why they make that distinction. Whatever, Game Freak. Okay, so this is the part where I kind of come off as I didn't like this game, or maybe or that I just don't like Game Freak, but the game as a whole feels lazy, feels very lazy, because it doesn't look as refined as well as a franchise that's one of the best-selling franchise ever, that makes more money, even more than Mickey Mouse. The fact that this billion-dollar franchise can't doesn't have a better presentation, there's better textures, better graphics, and the fact that it ditches ideas from past games to another. Because by the way, because Mega Evolution and Z moves are not present in this game at all. They're not even mentioned. And the animations that they use in this game are reused from other games in the franchise. I mean, I think Sun and Moon. And the reason I have a problem with this is because the reason they said that they didn't include the entire Pokédex, it's because they were working on redoing models and animations, and I think somewhere on the internet they proved that that's not the case. That they're actually the same models they've been using for a while, and if that's not the case, they remade the models to be almost exactly the same. Which I don't know what's the point. They were just going to remake the models just exactly like they were before. I don't get it. So that's why I'm a little mad about the entire Pokemon not being here. Like I know I already said this before, like just a second ago, but the visuals are not the best, because they reused assets everywhere. Although they are new assets that look great, but when comparison with the old ones, they're not. It's a shock, and because I don't see where the money and time went when they cut the Pokemon, because it didn't went into the visuals, it didn't went into the animations, it didn't go into doing new 3D models, it didn't go into making a better story, because the story is very basic. And the post game, it's all right. Where did all the time and money went? We probably will never know. Okay, let's move into something positive, because I made myself angry and sad at the same time. I always try to end these videos with something positive, like the character designs. I love the character designs in this game. They look pretty and they stand out from everyone else, from every other character. Which, by the way, the standard trainers, they actually look pretty good too. And talking about trainers, there's not a lot of them here in this game. There's very few of them, and actually I appreciate that, because overabundance of trainers frustrates me. I appreciate the change to make less trainers in the overworld. The gym leaders, they're all unique. Everyone has unique personalities and stand up between each other. It's really great, and none of them are jerks, except for maybe Gordy. But I don't know, I've never been a good judge of that. I know I nagged about the wild area for a while, but the thing is, they're actually pretty fun. The idea of having this enormous area filled with Pokemon, where you can catch, and there are various levels, and you can see them in the overworld and the patches of grass. There's no random encounter. I mean, there are random encounters. They will appear as a exclamation mark on the grass, and it's your decision if you want to walk into that exclamation mark, into the random battle, and try to catch that Pokemon. I really like that they made random encounters optional and completely avoidable. And for those who have been avoiding the exclamation marks, let me tell you that there are Pokemons that are in these exclamation marks and random encounters that are not in the overworld as character models. So just do the random encounters once in a while. Also, I like that they kept the improvements from Sun and Moon. Like, and there's in the battles you just can choose into going into the info section, where you can see the stats. Well, I mean, not the stats, like the condition of the Pokemon, the weather, abilities of the Pokemon, how many times have they been buffed or debuffed, the stats of the Pokemon, and the moves of the Pokemon. There's a little legend that says super effective, affected, or not very effective. I appreciate that they kept that improvement. Unlike other people, I'm not a pro Pokemon player. I'm more of a casual player who likes to catch all the Pokemon that he can in each Pokemon game, by the way. So overall, Pokemon Sword and Shield, it's a mixed bag. It has a lot of bad things, mostly in the presentation and in the stuff surrounding the gameplay. But the gameplay itself is actually really good and fun. I recommend you playing Pokemon Sword and Shield. Just ignore the reused assets and then not good looking trees in the wild area and in some parts of the overworld and routes. But if that bothers you a lot, then I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, go play Pokemon Sword and Shield. Or if you're playing it right now, I hope you're having fun. Well, thank you very much, guys, for listening to me. I didn't say everything that I had in mind about Pokemon Sword and Shield. I couldn't think of more things to talk about on the spot. So, thank you very much, and have a nice day, guys. Bye.